guys, it's Sunday, January 4th, 2015, almost said 2014 there, and you're watching my 3 and 4 month update for Honesty and myself. I've been on a little hiatus in the last little while because we actually just moved on November 28th. So here's our house. This is the entryway. Our lamp, the fixture hanging from the ceiling. Our coat closet. We have a coat hanger set up as well. Then if we go downstairs, the bedrooms are down here. This is our bedroom. Very cool. The ledge is awesome. Here's our bed. Honesty's crib for now until she's about a year. And then our dresser. And then we've got a mirror. And when we come back out, we have a deep freeze. We needed it because we found we didn't have enough room for our frozen stuff. Then our downstairs bathroom with the shower. And then closet space. We took the doors off so that we could put our cat litter there. Aunt and grandmother's room. And then Honesty's room, which clearly still has a lot of stuff in it. Her little chandelier. Very cool. And there's her change table and her dresser. And another little dresser slash desk, I guess you'd call it. But yeah, we have a lot of organizing to do still here. Oh, and this is our storage room. Very cool. We go upstairs. There's the bathroom. That's Honesty's feet and us holding her little feet. Pause, relax, breathe. I put that there because every time I look at that photo, it relaxes me, and I thought, what better way to try and relax other people if it doesn't relax them? At least saying pause, relax, breathe on our wall would maybe help. This is only a half bath, so there's no shower or bathtub, but washer and dryer. Oh my god, I'm so happy to have that in our house. And then there's the living room with little Miss Honesty and Daddy playing. 4 months old yesterday. Craziness that is. And then here's our kitchen. We got to actually choose the cupboard colors, which is amazing. And this pantry here, we got made. It cost extra, but it was well worth it because we found we were having trouble finding space for things, so that really works for us. Nice little fixture. Our fridge, we went with black appliances. This is the flooring we chose. You can't really tell. It's dark, but it doesn't look dark. And this is the flooring we chose for our living room. It's a hard natural maple. And these are the cupboards we chose. This is the island in our kitchen. So amazing. Kind of messy right now, but whatever. We just moved in like a month ago. We're still in transition. And this is our dining room. So, yeah. Nice little place. We're really happy with it. And it has been super hectic ever since. We've had family over a bunch, and I've had photo shoots, and of course, Honesty's growing and learning and such, and we are obviously tending to her a lot. I'm back now, and I should be able to do the 1 video a month, and we'll see what else I can muster in between there. Right now, as you can see, I'm feeding little Miss Honesty. She turned 4 months yesterday, January 3rd. It's amazing. She's learning so much. She's so intelligent. She's so beautiful inside and out. Her laugh just melts my heart, and yeah, so if I keep talking about that, I'm gonna start tearing up, which I already am. So on to the update. Honesty doesn't put our finger in her mouth anymore. She now uses a soother. That was because my husband decided that one too many times he had to take her from me, because if it was my turn to take care of her and it was like lunchtime or supper time, I would not go eat. If she was upset, I would use my finger to console her, because that was one of the only things that would work. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go buy some soothers. So he went to Toys R Us one night, bought 2 of them, and he was like, these are kind of weird looking. They actually have like, not holes in them, but instead of having the, you know, the little piece where she can take it out of her mouth, that's not there in the back of the soother. So then I went to the local grocery store and picked up a couple that had the piece that she could pull it out of her mouth and such. It's probably better anyway that she use those sometimes, so that if she doesn't want that soother in there, she can take it out. She can take the other one out too. It's just a little more difficult because she's got to put her hands kind of in her mouth to get it out. We feed her 6 ounces 5 times a day, 3 hours apart, 3 ounces, then we burp her. And then when she's done the next 3 ounces, we burp her again. She started drinking 6 ounces sometime in November for a couple of her feedings. And then at the end of November, we had her transition to all 6 ounces each of the 5 times that she eats. And it's been great. I think she's already went through all the growth spurts that she's gonna have until about 6 months, I believe. We have an appointment for her very soon. And at that appointment, we'll be able to tell if she's ready to start the cereal yet. I've been seeing some signs. Basically, whenever we're eating, she's watching us, what we're doing, putting it to her mouth, drooling. I've even started practicing with a spoon with her, obviously with nothing on it. Well, I did once. I put some of the milk on the spoon, and she actually is really, like, the first time she was kind of sucking on the spoon, but the last couple times she's been like kind of, I don't know if it's because she's watching us or what, at the dinner, at the lunch and supper table, but she looks like she's like slurping it off the spoon and kind of like chewing a little bit. It's really cute. About EC, elimination communication, I still really want to do it. Apparently Matt doesn't feel like doing it or something. I'm not sure why, but I would really like to do it. I just know that it's going to be a lot of work for me if he's not going to do it too. And maybe once I start it, he'll get on board. I guess we'll see how that goes. But I've been waiting until we've been fully settled. Now, with regards to tummy time, she's been doing absolutely amazing with tummy time now. Like, I can't even compare how she used to be with tummy time to how she is now. She will literally lift herself almost off the floor. Like, her head goes up so high. If we're standing and she wants to look at us while she's on the floor, she peels herself right off that floor, I'll tell you. It's really cute. And she even smiles, she follows us, looks around. When we went to the doctor for her 2-month appointment, he was like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with her. I know I was telling you guys that I wasn't sure because she favored one side. She doesn't favor one side anymore, and she just doesn't even cry until like 5-10 minutes into tummy time, which is the norm. So I think she was just kind of being lazy or just wasn't ready yet, and that's okay with me. Whenever she's ready, she's gonna do stuff. But it was great to see her hit that developmental milestone, and I can't wait to see what else she hits. To strengthen her abs, we like to do like little sit-ups with her. We'll give her our pointer fingers, and what she'll do is we'll encourage her. We'll say, up, 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 come on, you can do it, and like she pulls herself up. Now, there's been a couple of times, Matt wasn't here, of course. There was a couple of times where she sat up on her own in her her swing, and I have some footage, not of her sitting up. I didn't catch it, unfortunately, both times, but I did catch her doing somewhat the same motion that she did to get up. The second time, the first time, she kind of just flung herself up there like she was, like she knew exactly what she was doing, like she's been doing it for years or something. At the same time, I also caught her doing something that I find totally cute. Anyway, I caught her doing that, and here's a clip of that. Mommy loves it when you do that little noise after sneezing. November 10th, November 11th, she started acting really weird, and I didn't know what was going on. Matt kept saying, oh, she's fine, and then all of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna check her temperature, and so I did. Turns out she had a fever. She was at that point at 101, and then it went to 102, and then next thing you know, I'm checking her temperature, and this was maybe a few hours later after we had already went to the hospital, and they said, well, there's bacteria in her urine, but we're gonna send away a culture, etc., etc. So anyway, when we went back, her temperature actually was 104. Actually, no, they took one sample, and it wasn't fully clean. They said there was something, but they needed to take a second sample when we went back. They ended up catheterizing her, which I was like, oh no, that's gonna be really sad. She's probably gonna cry. It's gonna be painful. Like when I had her, I was under epidural, and so I couldn't feel a thing when they catheterized me. But I'll tell you afterwards, it definitely stung to pee and didn't feel that great. So I don't imagine it feels too good if you can feel it. And so they didn't do any anesthesia or anything. They just put it in her, and she didn't cry at all, which super surprised me and my husband. And so we thought, wow, when she goes for her shots, she's not gonna cry. When she went for her 2-month shots, oh my gosh, it was so heartbreaking. She bawled. She was in an amazing mood that day. I'm not even kidding. Like laughing, smiling, even smiling and laughing at the doctor. And he's like, I feel so bad that she's in such a good mood, and I'm gonna make her in a bad mood. And next thing you know, when I was like, oh no, she'll be fine. She even had a catheter in and didn't cry. He's like, oh, that's really good. So anyway, next thing you know, she's smiling up to the moment that the needle pricks through her skin, and as soon as that happened, boom, she cried. Second needle, cried again. Third needle, cried again. She just did not like those at all. And in a few days, we're actually going for her 4-month shots and her updated appointment. When we went to that last appointment, she weighed 13 pounds right on the dot. She was almost 23 inches long. Her head circumference was good. I didn't actually get that down. At that appointment, my doctor said it's not normal for a baby this young to get a bladder or kidney infection, and so he'd like to investigate further, just to make sure that there's nothing physiologically wrong with her. And so he wants to send her for an ultrasound. We haven't heard anything yet. But when I go for her 4-month appointment, I'm going to ask him what the update is on that, because if there is something serious, you know, I'd like to know. This is my daughter's life. So this little girl is super social. She loves being around a lot of people. I know there are some babies that cry a lot when they're around a lot of people, but she is amazing. Like, she'll smile at people. She will giggle. Wow, she's fantastic. The only thing though, which is a new behavior that she's been doing in the last couple of weeks, with her 2 grandfathers, my stepfather and my husband's father, she actually cried with both of them. My stepfather went to pick her up and she started crying, and then her grandfather went to pick her up and she started crying. And then when I picked her up, or Matt picked her up, or my mom, or his mom, she was fine. So that was kind of weird. And then we had one of our really good friends over, Matt's best friend Nathan, And as soon as she saw him, also, y'all, you got to take this into account. He basically had a beard that a Viking would have. His face was covered in thick, dark fur almost. Honesty took one look at Nathan and burst out in tears. And then I was consoling her and she was fine. And then Matt was looking at her and trying to console her. And she started crying for Matt. We're like, what? That never happens. We were talking to somebody at his work when we brought the baby there. And he said, oh, good, she's not scared of me because Matt has facial hair and this guy actually had facial hair too. And he says to Matt, he said, it's a good thing because sometimes babies, if their dads don't have facial hair, they'll be scared of people with it. And so we're like, well, Matt still had facial hair when Nathan was here, or when when my stepdad and his dad were here, but she still cried. So we don't know what's up with that. Look at this little pumpkin. She's asleep almost. She's pretty tired. This is like usually around one of the times that she'll nap sometimes. She naps in the morning and then gets up for her bottle, and sometimes will nap right after the bottle again, and then stays up for most of the afternoon, and then after this bottle, the 5:30 bottle, she will nap again. And so that's what she's doing. She's very calm 90% of the time. The other 10% is when she's cranky because she wants food, or she's tired, or there's something wrong, like that time she had the bladder infection. As I mentioned, some of the milestones that she should have been hitting, one of them would have been assisted standing. She does it, but not for very long, for maybe like 30 seconds or so, but that's still better than nothing. She's now in size 2 diaper. She's about to go into size 3 though. We're just finishing up our size 2 package. We like Pampers brand, just because the swaddlers are awesome. They have the line, you can tell when they pee. But we're also gonna try a Kirkland brand to see how those work. We don't like Huggies, and we don't like Parents' Choice, which are from Walmart. I mean, Walmart usually has pretty decent stuff, but I find that, I think that's what they're called, Parents' Choice, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know, I just found like they were kind of hard and just not, and they were tighter, they seemed a little bit smaller than Pampers. So anyway, we won't be using that brand again. But yeah, we found that so far Pampers is great. We get them when they're on sale. And usually there just happens to be a sale when we need the next size up anyways. So that's really great. This kind of annoyed me. Her aunt, Matt's sister, decided to put a ponytail in Honesty's hair, which is getting really long. It's great, but she put a ponytail in her hair without asking me if that was okay. It's my fault for passing it off as being okay that she did that. However, I wanted to be the first person to put a ponytail in her hair, and I wasn't comfortable doing that yet because where you have to put the ponytail, her soft spot's right here. And so, kind of upset me. It looked really cute. I was going to get a picture of it, but then she ended up somehow, I think Matt put her snowsuit on and then it came out of her hair, so I never got a picture. I wasn't comfortable with someone or anyone, even myself, doing that, and whatever, it's done, but I don't like it when people do things to your kid that you never gave them permission to do, or they just assume that they can hold your child whenever they want, however long they want. They can come over and see your child whenever they want. yes, you may be related, but we're her parents and we say what goes. And that includes putting a ponytail in her hair, or coming over and then thinking you're going to hold her the whole time when she has to either nap or eat or something, you know, like, or maybe I want to hold her, or maybe Matt wants to hold her, or maybe she's been held a lot during the day and needs some alone time or playtime. She's still sleeping through the night, 9 to 10 hours, which is amazing. Sometimes even a little bit longer. We couldn't be more grateful for that. And she's just an all-around really good baby. She's now fitting into 3 to 6 months and 6 months, and some 3-month sleepers. It's so weird. Like, she's obviously not 6 months, she's 4 months, but she's fitting in 6-month sleepers, and sometimes the clothes too. That's the update about Honesty. Now we'll move on to my update. I've had infection on top of infection on top of infection since the last week or so of my pregnancy, or a couple weeks, or whatever it was. So I had a bladder infection then. Then I got another bladder infection. It cleared up on its own, or so I thought. And then I ended up with tooth pain. Well, at first it was tooth pain, and then it turned into gum pain, and then I went to see a clinician, and she told me I had an abscess. Which, the annoying part is about that is that I went to the dentist a couple weeks later, and I had went a few weeks before I found out about the abscess, because the pain didn't start for a while. Come to find out, the dentist knew. The x-rays that they took of my teeth and gums showed that there was an infection in my tooth, which had spread to the gum. And that was not good. So he wanted me to do a root canal, and I said, you know what, frig off. I'm not doing a root canal. You're gonna pull this thing out, because I've had too much peril with this. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be in pain anymore. I'm done. Pull it. So there was no fight. He pulled it. But when I found out that they knew there was an infection already, I don't know if that's proper practice. He never prescribed me anything at the time, and then I find out a month later when I go back, or whatever it was, that they knew there was an infection already. I just didn't know because there was no pain. So yeah, I've had like 2 or 3 bladder infections since being pregnant, and apparently, I just found out yesterday, I read a study, that spermicide can inadvertently cause a bladder infection. Reason being is that spermicide kills sperm, but it also kills my good and bad bacteria in my vagina, which then can lead to a bladder infection. How great, right? Not very great at all, if you ask me. So that obviously wasn't what caused my bladder infection while I was pregnant, because 1, we barely had sex while I was pregnant, and 2, we didn't use condoms, obviously. So now we're going to use condoms without spermicide and see how that goes. As I said in my other video, I only go out to, like, say, the mall or to hang out with friends without Honesty 1 to 3 times a month. That actually, the 1 to 3 times actually includes date night as well with Matt. Only ever not around Honesty for about 3 times total out of each month. Like, I have to do her nighttime routine. I don't know how I'm ever going to let her sleep over somewhere else, or have someone else do a nighttime routine with her, just because I'm so content doing that with her. She's amazing, and it's something we've had since she was basically born. And you know, obviously that'll eventually go away because she's getting older. I also don't want to, like, go out dancing. I want to, but I don't want to because I'm currently trying to eat healthy and exercise already. So I had a friend who asked me to go out on Friday, and I was like, yeah, I'll go. I finally have to go, but I really don't feel good about myself. I'm at the highest weight I've ever been in my, well, I was at the highest weight I've ever been in my entire life. That's 237 pounds. Even during the pregnancy, the highest weight I went up to was 234 pounds. And before the pregnancy, I was 215. After the pregnancy, I went down to 212, and now I was up to 237. But I've, since starting to eat better and do hip hop abs workout DVDs, I've lost 5 pounds. So I'm down to 232 pounds. We've been doing that for about 5 or so days, 5 days to a week. And it's great. The only problem is that I've been really jonesing for food. Like, I've been having a hard time averting my thoughts to something other than food. And that's even if I'm like doing something, if I'm editing photos or making this video right now, or playing with honesty, it's really bad. I mean, that's what happens with binge eating disorder. Most of your thoughts are taken up by food, or just the feeling that when you are eating that food, you feel good, you love the texture, you love the taste. There's such a huge addiction there, and I've been really, really struggling with that, and I felt bad that I had to cancel plans with not only one, but 2 friends, because I invited another friend along. But I really needed to do that because I knew that if I came home after, a couple hours of dancing, I'm going to be extremely hungry. And as I always do when I come home from dancing, I eat crap food. So I knew that's what I was going to go for. And there's no way that any amount of carrots or cucumber or salad or whatever would have satiated me after going out. So I said, you know what, I really need to make this decision for me and not go out. I didn't end up binging. I had some onion rings. I had 6 of them. I controlled it, and I felt good, and I was really happy that I made that choice for myself. I could have just went with the pressure of going, not just from my friend. Obviously, I really appreciate that she asked me to go, but the pressure from myself to get up and go anyways. As long as I can get myself to stick to doing at least eating well, but also doing some sort of exercise would be nice. I will be starting up Quest to Weigh Less videos next month. I don't know how many I'll do each month, or if I'll do it once a week, but we'll see how things go. I'll let you know on the next update video. That'll be on February 3rd or soon after. Binge eating has really hit me hard though. I tried eating raw for a couple of days. I was gonna do it for, a month or more, and this was after I stopped breastfeeding Honesty, and I was gonna do it, and I just couldn't. It frustrated me to no end. I was like, I can't do this. It's like I keep going back to that stressful feeling after 5 months of going completely fully raw with just fruits and vegetables and minimal nuts and seeds. All of a sudden I was really stressed out at that point because we were moving. I had to get a job, and then the job I was working, I wasn't really making that much money. No matter how many hours I did, it just wasn't really helping, but it was giving me experience. It was great because it was at my favorite raw food cafe here in town, but at the same time, it wasn't helping the situation. And just a bunch of new things, like even good stressors, like we just got a car, so then we started walking less, and so it's just a lot of things. And I think every time I try to go raw, I get brought back to that feeling of stress instead of the good feeling that I used to have when I first started it for like the first 4 months, where I was like on a constant high, and I was like, this is amazing, and I'm losing so much weight. I lost 68 pounds in 5 months, and I did not feel deprived. I felt amazing. But now when I do raw food, I feel deprived. I mean, heck, I have a 1 liter smoothie, and like a half an hour later, I'm starving or jonesing for other food. It's not good. So I'm going to be setting up an appointment for a PAT test in February because I'm tired of feeling weird in the pelvis and, you know, just constant bladder infections and all this stuff. I want to see if there's something going on that could have been detected if only my OB would have done a pap test after I gave birth. But she didn't. So I don't know. Maybe there's been a problem and it's just been sitting there. I'll tell you one thing, if there's something really serious going on as to why I keep getting pelvic pain, urethra pain, and bladder infections, and it turns out that I can't have kids eventually, I'm not going to let this settle because I have her, yes, and I'm extremely grateful, but we'd like to have 2 children, and if I can't have that second one because of somebody's negligence, like I went to get blood tests with my doctor when her second month appointment. I also got him to send me for blood tests and a urinalysis and sent off another urine sample too. And I never heard back from anybody. And the weird part is I ended up going to the clinician a little bit after because I was like, well, now I'm having a lot of pain after I saw my doctor and he sent me for those tests. Not hearing anything back, I was like, okay, maybe I'm clear, but then I ended up with urethra pain, a lot of my urine, and I was like, okay, I'm calling the clinic and made an appointment, and they're like, yeah, you have a bladder infection. So I was like, why didn't I hear from my doctor? So on a couple occasions I tried to get a hold of my doctor's office, couldn't, no, either they were on lunch, no answer, or it was busy. So I said, you know what, when I go for Honesty's appointment, I'll make an appointment for myself because at least I'll be there, and I need to find out what the heck happened there. I'm going to ask them if they had any results, and if they say, oh, it came back that nothing was there, I'm going to be like, okay. But I felt weird. I felt like I had a bladder infection. Then I started feeling even more pain. I went to the clinic and they said I had a bladder infection. So you tell me where the test went wrong or something, because that doesn't make any sense. There was a couple days where I was really nauseous, and then one day I actually threw up a couple times. Could have just been stress, but anyway, I was like, maybe I'm pregnant again. Which would be weird since we were using condoms with spermicide, but you know, weirder things have happened. So I was like, I'm gonna do a test. I tried to take 2 tests, they were inconclusive, must not have done them right. It was either the day before or the day of my last period, and then I tried it again yesterday, and this time it said I wasn't pregnant, but you're supposed to do it before your expected period. So yeah, no, I got a negative result, so I'm pretty sure we're not, but you never know. I have been feeling weird though, so I don't know what it is. Something's got to be done. My periods are regular again. Like, oh, well, you're saying you have a period, obviously you're not pregnant. That's not true. One of my cousins actually was pregnant, and for the whole 9 months, carried full term, had a period every single month. And my aunt had a period for 2 or 3 months into her second pregnancy, so it can happen. But yeah, I've just been having the weird feelings I did when I was pregnant. I had carpal tunnel, and I seem to have that again. Like right now, it really hurts to like squeeze my fingers, and when I first wake up, it's really bad. So I've been experiencing that. I've also been experiencing some pain in my hips and pelvis, and my lower back. So I'm like, wow, this is weird. And then with the nausea and then the throwing up, and so I don't know, just seemed really odd. So who knows, I'll probably test again at my next period just to be sure. If that comes up negative, well then I'm pretty sure I'm not pregnant at that point. Like I said, my periods have been regular again, the 25th of each month, pretty much on schedule. I'll have 2 light days, 1 to 1.5 heavy, like really heavy days. I've never been this heavy in my life, even though I was heavy before the pregnancy, not this bad. Like there's like little clots and everything. It's just insane. And then I'll have about 3 normal to light days and then I'm done. My left foot hurts really bad sometimes, especially during and after a workout. It's so annoying. Or sometimes like when I wear my higher heeled shoes, they're not high heeled shoes, they're kind of like, they're boots actually, really, but they're not too high. They might be like an inch or 2 or something like that, but they tend to aggravate my foot. You know, I want to be stylish sometimes. I don't always feel the greatest about myself, so I like to, you know, accessorize with my boots or something, you know, just to not always be in raggedy clothing and sneakers, you know. It's nice to do that. All of a sudden my hair has started to, I don't know what it is, maybe it's because I put it up a lot more, but when I take my hair out of a ponytail, there's like a bunch of hair on the elastic, and then I can pull, like not even hard, pull a bunch out, and then when I brush it, like loads come out, and then when I'm showering, like globs, it's insane. So I also stopped taking my prenatal vitamins. That might have something to do with it. I really got to get into taking some more vitamins, even though I'm eating healthier. As we know, our soil is somewhat depleted, and obviously that won't always be enough. But yeah, I definitely jinxed myself with saying in the last video, oh, my hair's not falling out, and now it is more tangled than ever, so that's also an annoyance. Like I was saying in the last video that I wanted to get somebody to help me out with the weight loss. I realized that unless my heart was in it, I wasn't, no matter who I got to help me lose weight, Weight Watchers, doing a raw food cleanse with a local lady here in town, or going to Simply for Life. Whatever it was, I realized that if I wasn't in it, it would be a waste of time, money, and their time. Not only just my time, the person's time that would be doing it. So I realized, you know, if I can do it on my own and I have all the willpower to do it, I don't need to pay someone to help me. Oh, big yawn, little girl. Honesty just woke up just for the finale of the video. Hello, baby. Is that Daddy? Is that YouTube? Ooh, big yawns. Is that YouTube? Say hi. Watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are, and a wonderful week. Namaste.